Okay, let's go on. By the way, I might try and do highlights of the recent World Blitz Championship, so some of the top rated FIDE players in the world, who there does seem to be a very strong correlation between those and those good at Blitz. Like Carlsen won it, and he's also, you know, heading the FIDE rating list. And I'd asked the question on chessgames.com about why, you know, the top 10 from, say, the ICC, which is this server. Let's play this, actually, a surprise weapon. I've used this before. You know, and the PlayChess.com server, which is ChessBase's server. You know, why weren't they invited? But apparently a lot of GMs like Nakamura, he was invited, and apparently he turned it down. There was a qualifying which Van der Wiel came 10th, and he's very strong on the ICC. So maybe, you know, it was a fair reflection of some of the strongest, you know, Blitz players in the world. And Carlsen didn't wipe out the field. You know, he lost quite a few games. So it was interesting. I like to do a few highlights and pick up a few Blitz strategies. But it was a Fischer increment clock. It was 3 minutes with 2 seconds per move, which I think will make for better endgame play. And I don't usually play with an increment myself on the ICC. Sometimes I don't really like increments. I think I do like the deadline and, you know, the tension at the end a bit. But, you know, maybe the increment is becoming more popular. You know, especially I think the FIDE classical time controls are starting to be, you know, you're seeing swapping with Fischer clock. Anyway, let's get back to this game. So what's going on here? I've got knight on the rim. Is that dim? I can't see it at the moment. Do I want to play G5, G4, or to play more positionally, more reserved knight F8 to G6? You can go to F4, the bishop's over there, so F4. Otherwise, I haven't got an opportunity here, so I think that's the deciding point. That the knight's got more future here. Created a weakness. Can I reroute this knight, as it's not doing anything, or knight C4 to open up this diagonal? H5 takes. Is that so silly? Probably. It looks ugly. Is it that bad? If I castle, I've got F-fold pressure. Go for it. Because this light square bishop, he hasn't taken it anyway. She hasn't taken it anyway. So, what am I doing here? Am I doing anything? Rook H6? What about Rook H6? To try and play knight takes H4. Bishop H4 and Rook G6, that sort of thing. Also, knight C4 for this diagonal might be good. I can take on H4 now. Yeah, let's take on H4 now. So 2 pawns for the piece. There's Rook G6s if the bishop was not on D3. Knight C4 is something to bear in mind as well. Knight C4 takes Bishop E4. Takes, I don't know. There's Bishop F2 here, winning another pawn. Might as well do that. Except, just lost another piece. How about G5 takes G4? It's getting a bit crazy actually now. I shouldn't have really done that. No, Bishop H4. Why don't I just play Bishop H4? The Queen's protecting H4 still. Just Bishop H4. Okay. So let's try and calm down a bit and just, I don't know, knight C6 and knight B4. You know, play on this side as well. If I get a fork there, you know, win back material. Or knight C6, Queen D7, castle's queen side. Is that ridiculous? Or just knight C4s as an idea. Or G5. G5 here, with the idea of G4. Trying to get a bit of space, trying to get these pawns going. Maybe Bishop G5, Bishop F4, Queen H4, that sort of thing. So knight moves back, Bishop G5. Bishop, Rook over here still. Bishop G5 still, is that an idea? Is it an idea, or is knight C4 getting to be juicy? I think it is actually, because I want to get access to H4. So if I can take and Queen H4, that would be dangerous. Knight C4 is also dangerous on this diagonal. So I think I'm going to have to try and pop that in soon. As another sort of positional sacrifice to get this going. So knight c4. Queen h4's. Knight c4 first. The recipe for disaster has to be mixed up by getting this bishop into the game, I think. If rook c7, that's a bit of a pain. Okay, here, knight c4. So definitely, getting a big diagonal, getting the piece back immediately. Do I want to also play h4? If I can get in h4, that will be dangerous, surely. g3, h3. These pawns will be really rolling forwards. Maybe trying to win back some material. Okay. Okay. I can't take that queen just yet, can I? There's no knight e3s. So what about queen h4 is rook h1. So if the queen retreats, I'll try and just retreat the queen, I think, to g7. In fact, can I castle queenside? We'll just play h4 soon. Scacchi's a word for chess, actually. Isn't that an Italian word for chess, scacchi? It's sort of like cappuccino's got like a lot of C's in it, cappuccino, and it's Italian for chess. So castles takes bishop e4. There's rook d4. There's bishop b7. So I'll be losing everything. Anything more sensible then? So I want to do that anyway with rook d8. So bishop e4, rook d4. There's still bishop c6 check, winning the rook again. Yeah. Don't really want to move the knight. Bishop c6 check. Is there? No, there isn't, because bishop takes c6 is check. Right, let's play this. So takes, bishop e4 takes, bishop c6 check. King has to move. Then I take the queen. So that's okay, I think. Rook d8. So a bit close on the clock now. Can I get in h4 and g3 to try and play h3? Get these pawns even more advanced. So h4 now. I'm hoping this is going to be good. Do these pawns need more support? If h3 she gets fantastic blockade with king g3 or just king h2 and knight g3. So if g3 does another blockade with rook h3, so it's good. It's a blitz game because this is not that sound. Okay, if I just take and then e5, I think. Try and liberate these pawns with or without piece sack happening. Ah, it's finally happened. Okay. Shall I take on d3? I think so, because I can take on h1. And I'll take on d4. Except knight e5 or rook c8 is dangerous, so I'll take with a pawn. Except rook e2 is dangerous. Now there's rook e7, but there's rook h6. So if I can get rook f6 without getting mated because of rook f7, that's good news. It's rook d7, but then king e7. So I'm attacking the rook, attacking this rook. I'm winning material here. Set white resigns. So another exciting game today. So this is the anti. This is, I first saw this idea in New in chess. It's the anti Sveshnikov, double anti. So the Rossolimo system. It used to be called Bishop B5, but then just nicknamed anti Sveshnikov. So I don't know. This is a knight for 2 pawns, typical sort of blitz chess sacrifice, but sometimes it works in longer time controls as well. Here, after being 3 pawns for the piece, it looked a bit more comfortable for me, especially after knight c4. So this, if this works, this is okay then. So I think just white's getting in a bit of trouble here. It's difficult, especially after this continuation. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.